Back in the early days of Twitch, streams were almost entirely focused on the personality of the individual streamer whose channel you were watching. Huge names like Sodapoppin', Wreckful, and AmaCutiePie were the central points of their channels, with only occasional appearances from friends or teammates coming in to get in on the fun. Recently, however, the shift in popularity away from first-person shooters and competitive games, where streamers can show off their skill, like Counter-Strike and League of Legends, to more entertainment-focused, casual categories, like Among Us, Minecraft, and Rust, has shown that streamers' channels aren't exclusively about them anymore, and who they surround themselves with can be even more important than what game they are playing at any given time. We have entered the age of collabs, and the effects this can have will be seen all across the internet as streaming becomes a more popular topic of discussion on all social media and news networks. Now, collabs have always been around, with streamers queuing up with their friends to play competitive games, or having friends over who appear on streams, or even doing things like game shows or competitions against people they invite. The shift we're seeing, however, is a more widespread change than that, and as with most things, it all starts with Minecraft. Minecraft was arguably the first game that really sparked the fire of working together under streamers, as the game's naturally collaborative tone and easy-to-create servers brought together thousands of people who ended up creating homes, completing missions, and just generally goofing off together. Minecraft's initial jump in popularity in the early 2010s created huge personalities in its community, and it didn't take them long to realize that viewers wanted to see their favorite streamers interact with one another. It's not so different from the crossover episodes cartoons do from time to time, but the difference was, these were usually consistent, continuous interactions where viewers could see relationships build and grow in real time. And the magnetic personalities of a lot of the larger streamers would combine to reach a wider audience than either of them could on their own. Collabs are often touted as a win-win for both streamers for this very reason, and Minecraft servers never really stopped running altogether, just going dormant until the next spike in the game's popularity. After many years, though, the revival of Minecraft and the newly released Among Us brought collabs back into the public eye, and it became bigger than ever before. Among Us was the game that acted as a stepping stone for collaborations. The game was the biggest thing in the world for quite some time, and its communication and team play requirement forced streamers to gather groups of their friends to play with. Each game was like its own mini-collab, and a change in players could change the dynamic of the game entirely. This is where we saw the explosion in popularity of streamers like Sykkuno, This Guy Is Toast, and Corpse Husband. Asking someone if they wanted to join your Among Us game was far more casual than asking them to do an official collab, and half the content was already planned out for the players, allowing them to focus more on building relationships with the others who were playing, and having 10 people in the game rather than just a couple sped up the process in a huge way. Friendships, rivalries, and memes were forged in the lobbies of Among Us, and although many of the streamers who played it had their popularity largely tied to the game's own popularity, the clever ones were able to pivot to another opportunity following its declining interest, with the relationships they had built in-game. Rather than returning to Minecraft, as things typically do, many of the Among Us players chose a more role-playing focus for their efforts as they moved forward. Rust's surge in popularity skyrocketed as many streamers began to play the game on dedicated servers for both roleplay and combat. A far cry from the public servers where nowhere is safe and you will be shot on sight no matter how much you try to reason with your attackers. One of the largest servers was created by members of the streamer group Offline TV, and some of the biggest names on Twitch flocked to it. They found it interesting and fun that, rather than just being another resource gathering shooter, this Rust server allowed them to take on new personas, like being a garbage man.
Kid! Trash! Come here! Get it! Look at that! Woo!
A police officer.
We're gonna be taking you to prison, sir. Sir, would you like to make an official report of the police? Would you like to report against the police report, to provide documentation of the police report system?
Or even a pack of feral cats.
Meow. Meow?
That thing right there, is that your house right there?
Meow, 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 meow.
Meow.
Meow, meow. Meow, 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 meow.
Meow. Yeah.
Got it.
Meow.
Teams were created and destroyed, drama was abundant, and the trash was collected. And the proximity voice chat in Rust allowed players to communicate in a way that didn't require joining a voice call, and opened up opportunities for interactions between streamers that may have never spoken before that. While maybe not their real personalities, these created situations made for fantastic content. This Rust phase was relatively short, and content creators left once they got burnt out in the worlds they created. The roles they filled were a sign of another shift in collaborations though, to more roleplay focused streams, and that led to what is currently the biggest game on Twitch, Grand Theft Auto Roleplay. GTA RP took what the Rust servers had and turned them up to 11. With more realistic worlds that have restaurants, prisons, and drug dealers, streamers have even more freedom to shape their personalities in whatever ways they want, so long as they aren't actively harassing other players. The most popular GTA RP server to stream on is called NoPixel, and includes some of the biggest names on Twitch. The many mods applied to the game, and the dedication many of the players have for their personas, not breaking character for any reason, make NoPixel an incredibly real fake world. There are jokes and bits people do, but what separates GTA RP from Rust RP is the flexibility that many of the lone players have to create their own storylines. While one person may be trying to escape from prison, another may be out just chatting with other players, and then another is cooking meth. This flexibility allows players to jump from scene to scene incredibly quickly, and different types of RP can happen even in the same day, so long as consequences from their previous shenanigans are wrapped up. Again, we're seeing sorts of mini collabs that spring up from these interactions, as if one streamer is interacting with another, those two are now intertwined in the audience's eyes until they part ways, and the viewers on both sides can become interested in other content creators just based off of the roleplay that they take part in. Collaborations have shifted on these servers from meticulously planned, organized events to things that just kind of happen, and they utilize the open world sandbox style of games like Minecraft, Rust, and GTA to great effect to put the focus more on the interactions between players than the game itself. That's not to say the old style of collabs is gone though, as plenty of streamers still do planned streams with other creators. Ludwig in particular is a prime example of a streamer who consistently has others on his stream. Whether it's his roommates, friends, or experts in whatever the stream's topic is for that day, there are constantly others with him, and his uncanny ability to make whatever is happening entertaining has served him very well. Many of the other top streamers on the platform have taken similar approaches, consistently working with the same people and even forming teams like we've seen with Offline TV and OTK. And it serves to push their already incredible growth even further. But they were already big before they started grouping up, and there are some weaknesses of collabs that need to be addressed. The main issue with the current meta of Twitch is that it serves to help the rich get richer. If two content creators get together who each have thousands of viewers and are already well known, it serves as an advertisement for each participant's communities. If two people who are just starting out or don't have as many viewers get together, doing a group stream could either have no effect at all, could disproportionately benefit one of the streamers, or could even be harmful to their view counts if things don't go well. If both streamers have communities that are there specifically to support that streamer, they may not care at all that someone else is even there. If both streamers keep the same schedule on a regular basis, it could come to viewers choosing one over the other, with one person gaining viewers and the other losing them. Or if the two specialize in a game category that isn't conducive to a collab and choose a different one for when they're streaming together, it could lead to their regular viewers not coming by at all, and those viewers outside their communities not seeing them due to the lower viewer counts, meaning that was effectively a wasted stream day. That's not to say collaborations are a waste of time for smaller streamers, there's just a case to be made to be very careful about how and who you choose to stream with. Which brings up another issue with streaming with others. The fact that a lot of people tend to be lazy. Figuring out scheduling and actually getting content creators to commit to a collab can be extremely difficult, and having to plan around real-life obligations can seem impossible. The combination of these factors means that some people won't be able to see the benefits from the boost in popularity collabs are getting. Ultimately, collabs have been around forever, and lately they've been making waves in a huge way across all platforms, despite the fact they're switching from more planned options into kind of more freeform roleplay options. The idea is here to stay though, and while it may be difficult for smaller streamers to utilize all of its advantages, we can be sure we'll see more collabs for different games in the foreseeable future. Who knows, maybe Sea of Thieves or Elder Scrolls Online will be the next game to blow up. That's all I have for you now though. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you found this interesting, as I have plenty more coming down the pipeline in the coming weeks, and I will catch you later.